It had been a perfect summer. Not long enough, of course, but a productive, fulfilling one. A summer of transformation for our old beach house. A summer of learning new skills for the kids. A summer of letting go for me. Each year as summer comes to an end and the days aren't quite so hot, I find myself a little sad, a little anxious. Not quite ready for the structure and the seemingly never-ending commitments that come along with the school year. But there was still some of August left, and we had lots to do at the watch before the off-season came. It was time for my favorite part, making a house a home, filling it with our things and finding a place for everything. These next few weeks would be about setting up life there, our beach life. I've been visiting the Outer Banks since I was a kid. Corolla has always been my beach town. When I met my future husband Dave in a college English class, it turned out that he'd been going down there since he was a kid too. 16 years and 5 kids and 3 dogs later, after dreaming about a beach house of our own for so long, we found an 800 square foot surf shack and renovated it from top to bottom for our family vacation home. The Lost Cottage transformation began a series of Outer Banks renovations in which we rescued old houses. Our kids help us with the projects, and I even published a book about it all. I hope you'll come along with me as I share the ongoing story of our family and beach life adventures, saving lost cottages of the Outer Banks. Previously on Saving Lost Cottages, we left our beloved 800 square foot Lost Cottage for a bigger house nearby, the Whalerman's Watch, that was in need of a massive renovation. All summer long, we had renovated the house and we had finally moved back in, though it was still a bit of a construction zone. Good morning. We are at the watch. Finished up late last night. Well, I don't think I should say finished, but got everything over late last night. There's our kitchen in the corner. And waking up on the 3rd floor because our bedroom's not ready yet. But that view is so pretty. Very thankful. All right, we made it. We made it. Good morning, honey. Do you like the new house, Bonnie? Oh, I love you. We're home. We're home.
Day 2 of moving. Get organized.
Everyone had come through to get the watch finished, and I was on cloud 9, ready to hit the ground running and unpack our things. We were still using many of the furnishings that came with the house, like the blue sofas, but with our own things around them, art, accessories, lighting, and some case goods, it felt like our own. All right, let's go for a quick beach walk. All right, she's been really excited for us to go through the ground doors together. Which one do you want me to go through? Yeah. Okay. At the same time?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me when you're ready, Roar.
3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Hi!
We don't have hardware yet. And just as Aurora had been dreaming about walking through the ground doors together when we finally moved in, I had been dreaming of cooking in the kitchen.
Guys, look how nice this is. Makes me want to cry.
Let it cry.
Let it cry. Let it go. Shop vacs are a beautiful thing. There's not much that's more satisfying to me than sucking up all the construction dust and moving into a house, putting together furniture and setting it in place. Everyone worked to get the house unpacked, some of us harder than others. It's days like these I'll cherish forever. Paper plates, mess, and kitchen dancing.
Holy cow, what a cool kitchen.
I love it.
It's a bit disorganized.
I'm kind of loving it with the
A
table.
bit?
I know you are, right?
Table's pretty good.
The table's amazing. So wait, you'll meet me at the beach in 10 minutes? You just finish this up?
Yeah. Oh, I found really old dog food.
Guys, this is so old-fashioned.
I know, I do like it. But chopping.
This is the watch.
But chopping is difficult.
Like,
That's all right, I don't cook.
Like chopping.
Holy cow. I'm doing some math
You're doing math on
Yeah,
what?
that
on how old that dog food must be.
So it's kind of sticky. I think we're actually gonna.
Zilzy, we're gonna throw that away. We'll give the crows fresh food.
You know what? Maybe you can get me like a little. Bring in my like the Italian grandma's hat, but it has like little legs on it, and just go in here and then I can chop.
It'd be really like shaky though. You chop and it would go do 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 do.
Can I see what you made of her? Wow, what a nice little treat. I love mine. That's delicious. Little bento box here.
I'm gonna make more.
I would love that. I finished mine. Do you want to use my toothpick again? Oh my gosh, you're amazing. Thank you. This is such a good idea.
Easy.
Yeah.
Try one. Make hard. Or the phone.
Do you like it?
Or pop.
Really good.
Wow.
Thanks, Roar.
We worked all day to put everything in its place, and by the evening, though we didn't have running water in the kitchen or a range, I was on to finishing touches, fresh flowers, and greenery. Even amidst construction, I find that bringing in fresh life from outside makes the space feel better, helps it breathe. And fresh flowers and greens help me breathe too, help me exhale. They make a home feel cared for and loved.
How's it going, everybody?
Great.
I'm just asking you questions because I want to see how pretty my rosemary looks.
We're just background for the rosemary.
You are?
Cute because
Why don't you ask the rosemary questions?
it's just so cute because there's one tiny itty bitty baby one.
Do you like it there, G?
Yeah. Are you gonna put more?
I was thinking we could dry our herbs there and then we could cook with them a little bit. That's once we have a stove.
Though much of what's in our beach house is stuff we've had for years, I love to shop locally for unique objects and elements. Manteo is our favorite old town, and I knew it would be just the place for some special touches for the watch. Having had a retail shop myself, and now an online retail shop, I so appreciate the effort shop owners put into creating inspiring environments to shop in. Manteo is full of charm and beauty. Its waterways, its architecture, the gardens, its history. We go almost every week, and I never tire of it. I found a beautiful hand-knitted Afghan blanket that day for our bedroom, and an incredible brown berry colander by a local potter for the kitchen counter.
All right, today we should get a functioning kitchen sink, which will help us clean up this mess. And it looks like the range is in. Very exciting. Gotta wash that grout off, but at least it's done.
Things were coming together, and each day we gained more function in the house. Our 4 women on the project, Kelly, came for a visit and surprised us with an adorable wooden whale and a poem for our family.
Find a piece that come in a swell, surf the beaches of yesteryear thrills, share a love with family and friends in the sands of time and ocean blend. From the dunes you take up a seat as the waves rise, my heart beat. Porpoise play and the waters run, the ocean call, it brings me home. Whalerman's watch, our beach life tribe, where we settle in and catch the vibe.
Do you love it, Roar?
Is that okay?
Isn't that amazing?
Now that the Pecky Cypress had finally been installed in our bedroom, it was time to clean it up and move in. It was all hands on deck when it came to scrubbing the floors, which would need to be repainted in the future.
Guys, it looks so good against the wall. The saltwater bed where it was meant to be.
One of the first beds I ever designed for my furniture collection with Woodbridge Furniture, the saltwater bed, was right at home in our bedroom. An old dresser we found at a barn sale years ago from Extra Antiques fit perfectly on the other wall. Not much of the furniture was planned for the watch, but somehow, most of what we had just seemed to work. Waking up in our own bedroom was heaven. The Pecky Cypress smelled so good, and everything just fit. The sun woke me up early and drew me out to the garden. Whipping up some eggs on our newly delivered stove felt like a dream. This beach life in a yard with a garden we'd been planning for over a year was really happening.
It's time to stop gardening, babe.
Especially all the metal I'm holding right now. I'm just trying to... Time is up.
Looks good though.
Yeah, I know. I've got a few more to put in, but we're getting there.
There's nothing quite like cooking and feeding your family with fresh vegetables and herbs from the garden, even on paper plates surrounded by construction dust.
I'm going to put this with a prettier nail and realizing it hangs a bit. Oh, no, it's nice. Let's go, doggies. Let's go get some greens. Let's go.
My garden needed some serious help. It had been limping along all spring and summer, as the water often got turned off for weeks at a time. It was a mess, but I was determined to salvage as much as possible from it. The grass between the beds had mostly died off, but the weeds inside the beds were going full force, thriving. But somehow, the garden still gave to us cabbages, Brussels sprouts, and peppers. The wildflower seed I'd thrown down in the spring was providing me with ample blooms for arrangements around the house. Mixed in with parsley blossoms, I had just what I needed.
I know you do it every time you come in. Every time. It's not fertilizer. It's just gross.
Why is it cold out in here?
You know what he does.
Whoa, what, turnips?
Insane, right?
Wild.
These are pretty. Planting tomorrow, just to see. Nothing but babies.
Too crowded?
Yeah, that's okay. They'll do better when it's colder.
We'll get these in the fall. Get something for dinner though. Ooh, forgot the rosemary. Hold on there, sir. Little rosemary. Good stuff today. I love quiet time, working with whatever I foraged from outside. That day it would be dinner and flower arrangements to display throughout the house. Though my life is often busy and messy, moments like these slow time down and string it out. It makes me feel like the whole thing is slower, really. After an entertaining summer of running around, constructing, planning, doing, it felt good to be slow and to exhale. Even without real countertops or a dishwasher or drywall, it felt good to be in that kitchen, making a beautiful mess out of all the best things, turnips covered in dirt and herbs ready to be chopped. Simple roasted potatoes with garlic, parsley, sage, and arugula from the garden filled the kitchen with a warm, cozy scent. Rosemary is incredible down in the Outer Banks, where it grows as a large shrub all over neighborhoods, and so I use it in most meals. It felt good to have our first truly home-cooked meal at the Watch. I'd missed it.
You guys want to go get those napkins?
So what do you think of your new brown window doors?
I love them.
They're pretty awesome.
Yes. Trying to get the stucco dust.
This caused dust?
Sorry.
So what do you think about the walls?
Well, that's the base coat. And I think I'm gonna love it. I think I'm really gonna love it. It makes a huge mess. Forgot about that. But we're going home for a bit and hopefully the mess will be gone by the time I come back. At least that's the plan. And things always go as planned, right?
Always. Wait, this stucco with these beams is going to be insane,
I know. I'm so excited.
right?
I love stucco. I love it.
You know what I'm more excited about though? Upside.
Yes. If we can get in.
Yeah, we'll just wait.
The views at Upside, one of our favorite restaurants in Kerala, did not disappoint that night on our date. I love living on such a narrow stretch of land so that I can see the sunrise in the mornings over the ocean and walk right across the street for sunsets in the evenings. The sound is magical in Kerala. As summer's end nears, I really treasure the waning golden light in the evenings. the garden had started to do better and the air was cooler.
Every time.
I know.
It's me every time.
Now that we were back in our bedroom, although I do love a beautiful sunrise, it was time for curtains. I picked out a floral with vintage yesteryear vibes. By the inch, my gosh. Those are so pretty. I'm in love. Yes. Florals have a strong, slightly rustic, masculine feel to them. And so I love the idea of an unexpected feminine floral providing some juxtaposition in the room. We are so influenced by our past. Porch swings and vegetable gardens are iconic summer cottage elements that bring me back to childhood. My grandmama Stronzi and my Nanu had both at their little lake cottage in Antioch, Illinois, when I was growing up. I remember lounging on the swing in the afternoons with my Nanu when the bigger kids were out boating, and being careful to stay perfectly on the salvaged bricks and bits of wood that made up the stepstones in his vegetable garden. And I remember picking lettuce with him and proudly bringing it in to my grandma, who was effortlessly cooking up a beautiful meal for 20 or so in the kitchen, the way she always did. It was always in that lazy part of the afternoon, after we'd been out on the lake, and some of us came home and dispersed ourselves into quieter moments. I'm reminded of those long, quiet summer afternoons now at the Watch, as my family has dissipated throughout the house and the beach, and some of us take to the porches, the garden, and the kitchen.
Oh, you've been busy.
The carrot's good, honey? Can you see? As we finish things up at the house, like stucco work, painting windows, cleaning up, and decorating, towards the end of the summer, we looked forward to taking some time off with the kids. The wind and the currents picked up like they do in the fall, and we got word that Hurricane Erin was headed for the Outer Banks.
Mama, don't worry, we're gonna be safe. We have a little moat, and we're on a bit of a hill, like a sandcastle.
What about the grill?
Dad, Mom wants to know about the grill.
I took the propane off.
He took the propane off.
But does he need to tie it to the banister?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, what about the one at June House, babe?
Oh man, yeah.
You gotta go secure over there too.
Should we just go over to...
We had decided to play it safe and evacuate, but first we had to batten down the hatches at both the Watch and Dune House. We headed home to Virginia to ride out the storm, praying our beloved Outer Banks wouldn't get hit too hard. Home safe and sound from the Outer Banks. Erin is on the way, and we're reading all the reports, and it sounds like it's getting kind of crazy there. So glad we went home safely, just praying that all of our people are good and that everyone's safe. And then after that, hopefully not too bad of damage. So we'll see. Back in Kerala a few days later, the Watch and all of the houses in the northern Outer Banks were left relatively unscathed by Hurricane Erin. Areas to the south of us, like Hatteras, however, weren't so lucky. Dave and I took a beach walk the first morning back to check out the aftermath, and we were shocked by the dune erosion and damage to many of the beach access stairs. The snow fencing in the dunes had been exposed and destroyed in many places. The dunes looked like cliffs. We know the Outer Banks has been built on shifting sands that move with the tides, which makes it all the more precious to us. Since I was a kid, I've been hearing how the Outer Banks wouldn't be around by 20 whatever, and I've watched as the declared destruction dates have passed by. But I don't by any means take this place for granted, knowing it one day may not be here. But the Outer Banks is tough. It and its people are strong and gritty, withstanding and rebuilding storm after storm. End of summer, last week here. We're all moved in. Hurricane.
Say end of summer.
Okay. Last few days of summer. And back after the hurricane, house is all good. And we're just gonna chill this week, turn off our phones and emails for a temp back. And we did stop. We unplugged. We rested. And we recharged. We spent every minute possible with each other and with our beach friends. And as the beaches, roads, and restaurants emptied a bit, we said goodbye to our beach town. And we said goodbye to our house, which was now a place built up from dreams, sweat, wood, stucco, and memories. Everybody happy to be back? From a summer of hard work for everyone involved, to paint mistakes, to being thankful to termites for eating wood, it was now a place just right for us. We restored what we could and reimagined other parts of it. We filled it with our things, favorite pieces of art, and paintings on wood by my grandmother. We still have more to do, like making some of the new woodwork match the old, but that's for another time. I find myself standing in the living room or the kitchen, remembering how they were once bedrooms. I was after an easy breezy way of life here, with doors flung open to the sound of the ocean and the wind chimes. I had craved architectural integrity and a sense of age, along with a functional, simple floor plan that made sense for us. I had ordered some very new, needed pieces for the house, like a new sofa, but they mostly wouldn't arrive until fall. I had purchased the antique Scandinavian trunk, signed 1872, on a whim, not knowing where it would go, because it embodied the spirit of the Whalerman's watch to me, and I knew it would find its place somewhere, embellishing the house with its history. The girls' bedroom turned kitchen had truly become the heart of the watch. Slightly too small, but all the cozier for it. I already loved cooking in it, even though it wasn't finished. Even without finished walls or upper cabinets or countertops, I loved being in here, surrounded by the special things we'd collected over time. With UKB cabinets left over from our old retail shop, a temporary sink and a gingham sink skirt covering up the unpaneled dishwasher, and an upside-down hanging plate rack sitting on the plywood counters, it still had a long way to go, but I could already feel its essence, its charm. We had decided to permanently stick with a kitchen table in the center of the kitchen instead of an island. For now, the IKEA table was working just fine. Ah, the woodwork in this house. From juniper to rotting oak to termites to pecky cypress, we've had it all. That little girl in the painting is me, fishing with my dog Hershey, another painting by my grandmother. It took all of us to get this one done, and I wouldn't have it any other way. From a hand-knotted Afghan blanket from Manteo to the pecky cypress paneling Kelly found to my grandma-inspired curtains, our bedroom quickly became one of my favorite spots in the house. I'd walk out the doors every morning to my garden and just listen to the ocean and breathe it all in. We were still using some of the old furniture that came with the house, like the teensy tiny nightstand on my side of the bed that didn't match the pine one on his side of the bed. But there would be time for those things later. We'd gotten so much done, but we'd also gotten in so much time together that summer. The upstairs of the Watch had been completely transformed. The kitchen and dining room were now bedrooms with not yet fully finished ensuite bathrooms. A small bar with future dishwasher and storage would be a convenient spot for the kids and guests. The den was on its way to becoming a library now that the bookshelves were in and being loaded up with books, art, and objects. I didn't even mind the blue sofa anymore, though my heart was set on a crazy vintage floral.
They were in high school when they met, and things got kinda awkward. With sparks in the air, he would stare at her in class, and she would try to act cool. But it was obvious, like, ooh, they would be together, ooh. And one day she said, write me a love song, 'cause I know you'll make it beautiful. And maybe I'll call you my sweetheart, promise nobody can steal me away. Then I am yours, 'cause I want you and I wanted you to know.
The girls' bedroom came together with existing art, bedding, and lighting. A pair of antique beds and the whale Kelly gave us completed the room for now.
And started writing, probably something about her eyes and how they're always shining, or something cliche like ooh. Baby, I only want you.
It was one of our sweetest Lost Cottage rehabs. I've been through hard ones, but somehow this one just kind of flowed like water. My mom always used to tell me to be sure to leave the party while you were still having fun, but I'm always the last to leave. And that's how leaving that summer felt. Like I'd left it while I was still having fun, but still a little too soon for me.
Grabbed his arm and took his hand. He held her close under the moonlight as they kept on dancing.
And I guess that's exactly how a good summer place should be, how the Outer Banks always has been for me.
They're singing their love song it kind of beautiful.
He may not be finished yet, but that's for another time, another summer of saving lost cottages.
They're in love now, and I wanted you to know.
If you're enjoying our videos, please be sure to subscribe to our new channel. We so appreciate your support. Subscriptions allow us to hire editors and get more videos and better content out to you. Thank you so much.